What's going on, guys? My name's Corrupt, and welcome back to another episode of Identify That Base. In this episode, we're going over the Queen Charge Lavaloon attack strategy at Town Hall 11. Now, we're going to be showcasing some really amazing attacks, but not only this, but we're also going to explain this with one of the strongest spells to break into with a Queen Charge. That's going to be Quad Quake. We're also going to showcase exactly how you guys can use it with the jump spell, but hopefully that this will help you guys understand how you guys can use the Quad Quake spells with your Queen Charge Lalo to get a lot of value. This also will include Town Hall 10 as well, so all the tips will still apply to Town Hall 10. Just remember that the key objectives are slightly different. So hopefully you guys do enjoy, and let's go ahead and jump into the first example we have here for you guys. So if we take a look at this first base design here, the first thing that you're going to notice here on this base is notice where the queen and the CC are placed. Definitely more spread apart. However, if we kind of take a look at the area near the queen, look at all of that value near that queen. That is a lot of value there for, let's just say the queen and healers. That's a lot of great value. As long as you funnel your queen and you are set. So what are you typically looking for? Where you're looking for any air targeting defenses, wizard towers included, air defenses included, archer towers included, and even air sweepers are included. Those are really, really important. But not only that, but you're trying to get the CC and the queen. But not only that, you're also looking for the eagle. If you can get the eagle, then that is huge. Because with any attack at Town Hall 11, you want to try and deal with that eagle first. Now, you may be asking to yourself, how are you going to get to the eagle compartment? Well, Quad Quake, of course. This is probably one of the most oldest uses of the Quake spell. It's a really useful way, and with its latest buff, at max level, you're going to be able to open 10 tiles worth of wall. This means that you're going to be able to open this entire compartment. This now allows you to really wreak havoc and actually get more value from your Queen Charge than you possibly may have thought before. So what you really want to make sure that you do is kind of identify the base and see exactly where can you Queen Charge. And obviously on this base design, the sweepers are mostly facing on these two directions, meaning that there is a blind spot so that then if the attacker walks his queen into here, no need to worry about the air sweepers because obviously they are going to be basically away from the healers. Again, you can see that the Quad Quake spell is able to open up this entire area, just opening up a little bit. However, allowing that queen to charge into this entire base here, really allowing him to get the eagle and also all the other value. 3 wizard towers near that queen just offers an amazing value and just really allows this to really be a viable attack on this base design. So really making sure to identify exactly, what are you looking for, and also where is the value? That is what's really important. Now, once you've identified exactly where the value is and you've done your attack, it's now time to start your Lavaloon portion. Now, there are a few couple ways of doing so. You can either start this by using the Stone Slammer by itself, or you can maybe even send in a Hound. This will tank for the Stone Slammer as it starts to move in, and will also eat up a multi-beam if the Infernos are set to multi. So you can see that in this example, he's sending in the Hound by itself, and then also using a Loon there the Hound and also the Stone Slammer to tank for all of that and actually get rid of that air defense. Once it pops, it's now time to start the rest of the Lavaloon. Having the Hounds there tanking for the group of Loons going in. Making sure that you have the Grand Warden over at least 2 of those groups, and once they start merging together, it becomes one full group. It's really important to really consider this when you guys are doing this. You want to try and get as much value as you can from your Grand Warden's ability. And also you want to make sure that you're using your haste spells correctly. This then allows you to start entering into the base and getting a lot of value. So you really want to make sure that you're popping the Grand Warden's ability when they're about to engage into a lot of DPS that you don't have a heal for. So really make sure that you are very much prepared and identify exactly the correct format of the base design, and then also making sure that you know exactly when to use the Grand Warden's ability. So really important that you guys consider this when you guys are doing this attack. So this kind of gives you guys a nice little introduction to this and kind of gives you guys an idea of the quad quake spell. So let's go ahead and show you guys another example with the quad quake. So if we take a look at this base design here, it's way different than the other one. So if we take a look at it, the Eagle, CC, and Queen are roughly right next to each other. So exactly where would you enter in from? Well, I probably wouldn't charge into a multi. However, I would definitely charge into maybe somewhere in the side of it. So somewhere here is a good idea. The other thing that you'll notice is that this compartment right here can be quad quaked, which means this will give you access to the air defense, to the multi-inferno, to a wizard tower, to the eagle, and also maybe another another wizard tower, another air defense. So that gives you a lot of great value. It could even give you access to these if you are lucky enough to have the queen walk over there. So it's really important to really identify it. But the other thing that you want to identify is where the air sweeper's pointing. And if we take a look at them, they're pointing on, this certain side of the base, meaning that the common entry point here should be going into this side here. This really then makes it fairly easy to actually use a queen charge Lalo on a base like this. So you really want to try and make sure that you identify this correctly before you actually start to enter into the base. So making sure that you set the funnel for the queen using a baby dragon or something else, really make sure that that funnel has been set. Once you've done so, you can then already start sending in your queen charge. And the queen charge here, bringing in the quad quake, is a very good example of exactly realistically the power, the strength of it. And again, if your queen is really getting low on health, I would advise either using a rage spell or popping the queen's ability. Keep that queen alive because you never know exactly what's going to happen. Now just remember, you're looking for that CC, the queen, and also the Eagle artillery, so making sure that those defenses are down really will give you guys, or all of those key objectives will give you guys that understanding of exactly what you're looking for. You can see that in this example, he is bringing in the minion in order to help protect the healers, and then also he's going to try and help that with the queen taking out the lava pups along with the minion. So making sure to protect the healers is really important. But once you've known that you can get the eagle down pretty quickly and also the enemy queen, it would then be time to start sending in your Lavaloon portion. Again, you have a stone slimer and you could use that by itself, use an isolated stone slimer going in, and that is what's really important. We take a look at this base design, he's going into a clockwise manner here. There are still 2 other air defenses up. But if we take a look at it, the hounds are going to be used in order to tank as much of the base as possible. So again, tanking for the air defenses, tanking for the expos, tanking for the air sweepers, tanking for the at least one of the multi-beams. It's really important to consider this. Notice where those air defenses are placed, because they can be huge in terms of exactly what you're looking for and also where you want to enter in from. So it's really important. But again, just the pathing there. You want to try and make sure that you understand exactly what the pathing is, so that then you have an easier time getting through different base designs and having a unique setup for your Lavaloon. So you really want to make sure that you can get as much of the value as possible. So this kind of gives you guys an example of really kind of understanding the queen charge Lavaloon. So make sure that you really understand that. Learn the tips and all of that, so it's really going to give you guys that expert edge in terms of this attack. Heard a lot of people say it for this attack, so it's definitely something that I really wanted to make. Now let's go ahead and go over an overview, but this time showing you guys how to charge into the base with a jump. So on this base design here, we can really identify exactly the true weakness of this. Definitely, obviously, the air sweepers. Not in the greatest spot to stop a queen charge, especially if the queen is being placed towards the bottom where the air sweepers really can't do nothing to protect her from either an electron or even from a queen charge Lalo. So you really want to try and make sure. Now identify that the attacker is deciding to bring some wall breakers and also bringing in the the jump. This is going to be really important because not only are you going to be able to break into here, but you're also going to be breaking into the core. Getting rid of the CC, Queen, and Eagle are extremely important, along with getting any other value. This includes air defenses, wizard towers, the air supers, the expos, a lot of great value there from the attack. So really making sure that you can get as much of it as you can, setting a funnel here and then allowing your queen to walk into here before charging into the base is really important. Now remember, if you're using wall breakers and if you're only using a very limited amount, such as 4, then you really want to use a test wall breaker. What's really important about a test wall breaker is that it's going to test if there are any small bombs there. Small bombs are usually the easiest way to counter the wall breakers, so usually one test wall breaker is usually more than enough that you're going to need. Sometimes it will go to plan, other times it won't. So it's really important that you really consider this when you guys are doing this attack. Remember to keep that queen alive with the rage spells. Those rages are and should be used with the queen charge going in. But the other thing is, when you guys are using the wall breakers and you are charging into a multi-inferno compartment, it is that sort of thing to use a freeze because you don't really want the multi-inferno to take out your wall breakers almost instantly. So you really want to try and make sure that you use that freeze spell to stun it just a little bit before you actually start to send in your wall breakers to open up that compartment. Once you've done so, you can then actually get a little bit more value with the jump once you've known that you have a clear funnel and your queen is going in that range of sight, making sure that she can get through a large portion of the base designs that you will usually come across, which will usually have the CC somewhere centralized, maybe even the Eagle centralized, and possibly even the Queen centralized. So it's really important to kind of consider this when you guys are identifying a base. Now now in this replay, it's a great example of the AI not being the greatest on the Warden and actually going right in front of the Hound and also everything else. But what you really want to make sure about this is that you kind of take a look at it and I try to identify exactly, alright, so, what can I get with the Lavaloon portion? But also trying to make sure that you can optimize exactly your Lavaloon portion. So making sure that you can get as much value here as you start to move in a clockwise manner is really important. Now obviously the Warden is really getting low on health. So you really want to try and make sure that you keep the Grand Wardens alive as much as possible as you enter into the base. Now on this example here, he still has the Queen charge alive, and it's usually what you want to try and do. You want to try and strive for having that Queen charge that's still alive as you start to enter into the base. Now, even if the Grand Warden dies, you should still have some sort of spells, maybe even a rage still up, or even maybe some hastes, or a free spell that you still have that you probably didn't use or you're going to use a little bit later. That's exactly kind of what you're trying to think about when you guys are using an attack strategy like this. But that really gives you guys an overview of how you guys can use this attack and how you guys can become successful with it. So if you guys did enjoy, why not leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss any of the videos I have for the upcoming future. And if you guys did really enjoy, then also let me know in the comments below if you guys really did enjoy this video, and also let me know if you guys want to see more of this series going forward. Also, go ahead and join the Extra Humanity Family Discord or my community Discord. Those links are going to be in the description below, along with my Twitter account. You guys can follow that. I will leave the link in the description below if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. With that being said, that's going to do it, guys, for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.